Boom. Do. What is going on, everybody? It's Thursday night, 9:05 p.m. I am Lee Hammock, and welcome to Waving the Red Flag with your favorite self-aware narcissist, Lee Hammock. What is going on, beautiful folks? Waving the Red Flag show is back tonight. Shout out to Monica for joining the channel memberships. So the first thing we're going to do is bring up my co-host / producer, Miss Jessica Montez.
Hi, everybody. How are you guys doing tonight?
I hope everybody doing fantastic. So tonight's topic at hand is no contact, your no contact story. So we're going to do things a little different tonight, y'all. I'm going to talk about no contact, and then we're going to have people on the live show tonight to answer a few questions about your no contact journey. You know, how long have you been no contact? You know, if you are no contact, you might not be no contact. What's stopping you from going no contact? If you want to go no contact and haven't started, hop on and we can talk about that as well. So yeah, you don't have to turn your camera on, Dr. K. Dr. K, remember that? Yeah, Jessica. So yeah, I actually talked to her the other day. It was a pretty good conversation. But yeah, y'all, no contact with a narcissistic person is an extremely tough thing to do. When I say no contact, I mean no contact, no access, zero communication. It's over, finito. If you ever been in the club or the bars recently, it's closing time on your relationship. You know, no more talking. And I feel like a lot of times when you're dealing with narcissistic people make it seem like it's so easy to go no contact. It's so easy to end the relationship. It's so easy to cut off the relationship. It's be real, y'all. It's not. It's hard to go from talking to somebody every single day for a certain amount of time to never talking to this person again, to never seeing this person again, to the person you thought you were supposed to be spending the rest of your life with, to zero, to a stranger, pretty much. From the rest of your life to a stranger overnight, sometimes within that space. And that's an extremely tough thing to do and whatnot, y'all. So if you ever dealt with a narcissistic person, going no contact is like damn near, you hear some people talking about, it's like getting off a drug. It really is. It's like kicking a bad habit. It's like getting off a drug. It's just like going cold turkey. Sometimes you feel like you need to be in a padded room, bouncing around, thinking about your ex. Just bouncing around, like boom, 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 jumping up and down, shaking it out. Shaking it off and whatnot. You'll be tired. You'll be exhausted. You'll go through a battery of emotions, and that's fine, y'all. It's not smooth sailing. When you push off the shores of no contact in your little no contact ship, you're gonna hit choppy waters. Have you ever seen the movie Moana? Well, Moana she just pushed away from the shore and she got hit by them waves. You're gonna hit some waves. You gonna hit some wave. You gonna miss getting the cheeks clapped. There's a bunch of things that is going to happen. You're gonna miss the person. You're gonna miss the connection. You're gonna miss their voice. You're gonna miss their smell, their touch, their laughter. Their cough. It's gonna sound crazy, but you might miss the things that annoy you, the annoying things about you. You hate when the way they sneeze. They're like, your ex was a mouth breather. They couldn't breathe out their nose. They just, you sitting there in a quiet room and you just sound like a damn dog in that panther. You're like, you want to grab their lips and silence them. You know what I mean? You want to just, can you breathe out is it possible for you to breathe out of here? You have two holes here. You only have one here. It's little things right there that might annoy you. And that's okay, y'all. You're going to miss the weird stuff. You're going to miss the weirdness sometimes. You're going to miss how, like I said, you will miss their smell or the inside jokes that you might have shared with this person at one time or another. It's okay to miss somebody that has hurt you, y'all. It's okay. I feel like people just beat themselves up. I'm 1 hour no contact and I can't make it. It's cool, y'all. It's cool. Everybody that's 1 year no contact, was 1 hour no contact, was 1 minute no contact, was 2 days no contact, was a week, was a month, was 6 months. Everybody has made it through different sections. Everybody has made it through different sections. You don't start off as the strongest person possible, and that's fine. It's cool. Don't, y'all, when you beat yourself up, you give yourself what I like to refer to as an emotional black eye. When you emotionally black your eyes, it's hard to see. It's hard to see. Like if you swell your emotional eyes shut, you be reaching around in the dark trying to feel what's coming next. You don't know what's coming next. You have to open your eyes, y'all. That narcissistic person spent enough time beating you up emotionally. Don't do it to yourself. And I know and I understand that that's easier said than done in a lot of these spaces. I get that. Trust me. When I say I get it, I get it. It's tough. It's tough. You want a little hit. It's like seriously, it's like getting off a drug. You want to hit. You want to inject them. You want to inject your ex. You want to put them in your veins. You want to feel them. And it's cool. If you fail no contact, if you went a week no contact and then you broke no contact for whatever reason, start over. Why y'all be so afraid to start over? It's cool to start over. But it's not cool to keep breaking it. It's not cool to keep breaking it and whatnot. So you have to stay empowered on your no contact journey. It is a journey. It's a journey. It is a journey. You cannot take a flight to no contact. You have to take a journey. It's like, if y'all ever seen the Lord of the Rings, you are Frodo. You are leaving the Shire right now. You're leaving the Shire of your relationship and you're going to Mordor. Your narcissistic ex is Sauron.
Can I pop in for this one?
Yeah.
It's like the Precious.
Oh, yeah. And yes. It's exactly how it goes.
That
in
made
this
me laugh.
space right here. Yeah. But that's how it goes. Yeah, it's just like, you got Smeagol chasing after you. Your ex is Smeagol, But that's how it goes. That's part of the journey, y'all. I promise you, it's part of the journey, and it's absolutely okay. It really is, And I just I'll end it with this right here, y'all. Don't worry, like you're not hurting the narcissistic person by going no contact with them, because so many people worry about hurting them. I don't want to hurt them, y'all. You hurt them by saying no. You hurt them by setting a boundary. Sometimes you can't help but hurt somebody if you're protecting yourself. Somebody that's cool, y'all. It's like let me set up this force field right here on myself, and if they put their hands in that force field, they gonna get shot. It's like putting a shot collar on your dog. And hey, look, you know the boundaries. Stop trying to jump out them boundaries. Stop going to the edge of the fence. Stop doing it. You can get shocked and whatnot. You got to imagine your narcissistic ex with a shot collar on.
I can imagine this. That's hilarious. Like to think.
Yeah. Here's my boundaries. Don't go to the boundary. Don't go to the edge of the boundary. They go. It hurt, don't it? They never learn. So it's okay, y'all. Like I said, you're not intentionally hurting that person. I promise you that you're not. You know what I mean? Like I said, that's cool, y'all. No contact is to help you heal. It's not to punish anybody. It's to help you heal. It's to help you grow. It's to be as safe and as strong as possible. It's to ensure that you have the best result possible in your life. It's to help you become strong and heal from toxicity. Because I don't believe it's possible to fully heal in the same environment that made you sick. You can start a healing process, but you can't fully heal with that person. You can disconnect. You can start to disconnect from them, but like being in a relationship with that person, you like, I hate this bastard, and then they start being nice. You're like, God, I was about to go no contact tomorrow, and now you were nice.
Yep.
So that happens, y'all. So it is a journey. What a journey it is. Yes, yeah. What a journey it is, y'all. So what we're going to start doing now, y'all, like shout out to y'all for joining no contact journey or whatnot. But like what we're going to start doing now is, like I said, we're going to start having people on to talk about their no contact journeys and whatnot. We're going to have people on, ask you a few questions about your no contact journey, to share y'all stories. I can talk forever. Y'all know I can. I made the other day. I posted my 1,000th video of the Narcissist Code series. 1,000 episode 1,000 of the Narcissist Code. So I didn't put 1,000 videos at least crazy. The That's minimum. Crazy. Yeah, of that one series. So I can talk forever. You know what I mean? I can talk forever. But like I said, this tonight is gonna be for y'all to share y'all stories and whatnot, how you got to no contact, how you, like, I'm gonna ask you a few questions and whatnot, and share with the group. Like I said, if y'all want to come on the camera, you don't have to turn your camera on. You can do just voice if you feel comfortable doing that. Like I said, I'll drop the link in the chat and whatnot on Facebook and on Facebook and Facebook and YouTube.
Mhm.
So it'll let you hop on here. Like I said, you just use your voice and whatnot. Or I'll ask y'all a few questions about your no contact journey. I'll give you some feedback. You have a couple questions for me, and then we just have as many people on as possible. So Vanessa, I just dropped the link in there so we can chat. You can chat. So we're gonna start off with Miss Jessica. It's just Miss Jessica has been no contact. So uh so
I would, I would,
y'all
I would like to introduce myself as the queen of screwing up no contact.
oh
So,
oh the queen.
no, I get it. I understand like how hard it is to stay no contact for sure. And
Mhm.
my biggest problem has been alcohol. When I drink alcohol, just so I tend to. That's when I get I'm triggered, and then when I'm drinking, yeah. So I understand. So yeah, so I get it. I get how hard it is to go no contact.
Yeah.
Uh,
So how long have you been no contact?
so today I have the day counter app on my phone. If you guys are looking for some sort of accountability for yourself, it's very helpful to have the day counter because it reminds you like you've succeeded so far, and I'm 47 days no contact right now. So
47. Yay.
47 days, yeah, yeah.
So what so yeah, you got the clapping thing. So what was the final determination for you to go no contact? I mean, how long was your relationship and what was the final determination for you to just be like, it's time for no contact?
So we were together for almost 2 years, and I knew the relationship was over after I caught him cheating on me. However, I still couldn't go no contact. I still, it's like Lee said, like the hit, you need that hit, you need something. It was like this push pull thing. And even though I knew I was done with him, I wouldn't want him back. I was still entertaining the friendship idea. It was like I missed him or something.
Mhm.
I was like craving him or, and I didn't quite understand what all that was. Now I understand more that it's like with the PTSD and like the addiction that you're breaking. And also we were with each other like it felt like 24/7 for almost 2 years, so that's hard to detach yourself from that relationship.
Mhm.
So when I decided to go no contact, it was finally after educating myself more and more and realizing that contact's just feeding them, making them they like it. They like when you break contact because you're making an idiot out of yourself. You look like you're crazy. Um, they're documenting it in that way. Even when they come over and trigger you and mess with you, they're documenting it in a way where you look like you're the crazy one. So it's, and you do get triggered and I don't know. So I get it. So now, I mean, I've decided to go no contact a while ago, but like I said, if I wasn't drinking in the last 4 months, I would be that much further along into my no contact journey. But it's when I drink and I have that problem. I will do it when I'm drinking because something happened. Like he showed up or I seen him or something, and then I'll respond or I'll send a text.
Mhm.
But it's when I'm sober, I don't even want to. I don't have any desire. So
Yeah. Is that
again, he says alcohol and
alcohol and no contact don't mix. Do not chase your no contact with a splash of whatever your drink of choice is. Don't
tonight.
chase it.
I'm having a margarita.
So
Strong
there you
drink.
go. Say, turn your phone off. Do not disturb right now. But that's the thing right there. That's the space because, like I said, I tell people, drinking and no contact don't mix. But
Mhm.
also, before you go no contact or while you are no contact, always go ahead and get it out of your system. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Because if there's repressed things, write them down, get them out of your system because you want them to feel it. When you like I said, you drink it, you want them to feel it. You want them to understand like how you feel, what you're going through, what and whatnot, what they did to you. You want
Mhm.
them to say sorry, or you want some type of validation from them, and they're never going to get it to you. Out. They
Yeah.
might feign it. To you, look, I'm sorry. I'll come talk to me. And then you're drunk. You just go over there. Or they come over there. Where are you at right now? I'm gonna come get you. You're drunk.
Mhm.
And then you gotta start your no contact over. you
Well, I'm
know.
glad that hasn't happened. Usually when I break the new contact, it's like because I like what you said, I wanna, like, tell him off or I wanna, like,
Yep.
like, I'm angry or something, and I want him to understand that, I guess, but I know it doesn't matter, he doesn't care? It's just feeding that, that control need, like, it makes him feel like he's in control. Um,
Yeah. Perfect. Well, thank you for sharing that with us. That's empowering. So 47 days. That's nice. So this the longest you've been no contact, or have you beat this? This
I
is the
beat it
second longest.
before. This is the
Yeah.
second longest now because I
Okay.
was long no contact for quite a while until
Yeah.
the pumpkin incident. He
Yeah.
came over and
So,
put that pumpkin over to my house,
yeah.
and it sparked a whole
Yeah.
new
They,
yeah, so
they try to exhaust you into giving them another chance, y'all. That's what will happen. They will try to exhaust you into giving them another chance to, break no to get back into your life, to get access to you again and whatnot. All right.
thanks, Luna. I'm doing great. You guys are also great, holding me accountable. I love it. I love that you guys are here. Like, I feel the support, and I
So
appreciate you all. All right.
yay. So shout out to Jessica for sharing her story out. So next thing we're gonna do is bring up our next person, Miss Susan. She wanna can you hear?
Hi, Susan.
Can you hear us? Did she go?
Hi, I'm
Oh,
here.
you put it down.
Yep, I'm here.
Hey, how you
Are
doing
we
today?
on?
How you doing tonight?
Good. How are you?
Yes.
Do
Doing
you
pretty
want to
good. Doing
ask
pretty good.
questions
So
first?
how long? Yeah. So
Uh-oh.
how long have you been no contact? Is there a delay?
14 months.
14 months.
And that's with a
Yay.
12-year-old. A 12-year-old
Oh. Oh
12-year-old
wow.
with a court order.
With
Whoa.
So
Please,
can I explain that?
a
yeah,
court order.
please share how you're doing this because I think a lot of people would want to know.
Okay, so the person has been in my life for 12 years, an alcoholic with 5 DUIs. The red flags were when I was pregnant. I'm a personal trainer of 30 years, met him in a gym, and red flags right away, but I knew nothing about narcissism until I saw Lee. Nothing, like zero. Grew up in a Christian family, a lot of religion is what I grew up in. So I had no idea
Mhm.
until I got on with Lee and started watching him on my long runs. I do a lot of running outside in trails.
Mhm.
So fast forward, I have a 12-year-old that's sitting right next to me listening to this. And he cost me $60,000 in 2 court cases because he wanted sole custody of my child. He has his
Mm.
current situation right now is
Oh.
he can talk to her in 24 hours with 24 hours notice. He can never remember to get a hold of her in 24 hours because he's drunk or high. And then he's supposed to be at the park every Saturday from 12 to 2, and he's never showed up to the park. He moved to a different
Oh
state.
wow.
So
So
I
what
just keep to it.
By the way,
so in this space right here, so what was the final decision for you to go no contact? I know that's very difficult having a child doing that.
The insanity of all of it, and you saying that if you go
Mhm.
back, if the same thing happens over and over, I've probably repeated this behavior, Jessica and Lee, probably 15 times. You can just sign me up for, I thought if we loved him more, I thought if he came
Yeah.
in and had supper at 6 o'clock and we go to school at 7:20. I
Yep.
just kept thought the more and the nicer we were and just more forgiving, things would get better
yeah,
before I knew what the word meant.
never enough, right?
That's that
No.
space right there, though. So you didn't. So you found 15 ways how not to go no contact. That's how they with the light bulb. The light bulb is like I found 100 ways to not make a light bulb. One way
Well,
to
he
make one.
hasn't been able to give 24 hours notice in 14 months to get his phone call to talk to her. And the little one
Mhm.
doesn't want to talk to her, but I don't want to break the court order because that's just who I am. But he can't make it to the 24 hours. So Christmas Day at 1:13 in the afternoon, we're at the beach and he texts and says, "Merry Christmas, Susan. I would like to talk to Paisley."
Uh,
Well, he didn't give 24 hours notice, Lee. I
yeah,
couldn't do it.
So you're
yeah,
holding your boundaries very
yeah,
strong.
I
You're like
mean,
you're following the order to the T and
yeah.
making
yeah.
forcing
So
him.
now we get mail. The mail comes of the love bombing, and it's, "I love you, Paisley. I miss you. Please call your daddy." Well, there's nothing in the court order that says she has to respond to mail. So I tell her about the mail because I don't want to be dishonest with my kid and have her turn 18 and go, "You never told me my dad sent me a letter." So I
Oh,
tell her
yeah.
about the letters. So then Christmas, we're out of town at the beach. He sends a card to her, $28.54, that's FedEx with a
Yeah.
signature to say the same stuff, Lee, that he said in the other 6 cards.
Yep.
But he doesn't use his phone call and he doesn't show up at the park.
What are your thoughts on that, Lee? When it because clearly all he has to do is follow the rules.
But in that space right there, they just don't want to follow the rules because they're a rule set. You know, it just like because you get a lot of narcissistic people. Yeah,
he picked the rules. He showed up to court drunk. He showed up in a women's dress with tights on. He went to the bank with me, signed over full custody. I have sole custody of a little 6th grader.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, he's not stopping. Last week, he sent a text message that said, I'm keeping him from talking to my daughter. He's going to take me back to court and I'm going to pay for all of it.
I was wondering that, Lee, is it like a victim? Like he's wanting to still
Yeah, he's self-victimization right here, though. He's set himself up to be the perpetual victim. The courts are keeping me from my kid. You are keeping me from my kid and whatnot by not talking to me, not interacting with me. But like, I feel like you keep your boundaries strong, just like you do, because some people would disagree. Like it's Christmas, you should do that one time. But then that sets a precedence for him to keep doing that type of stuff right there, for him to continue that behavior to violate.
Doing this for 12 years.
Yeah.
His last court, he's had 2 full court orders, permanents, and 2 temporaries. He never used the temporaries while the judge was watching him. And he never used the permanent ones. So to me, that tells me he's never going to use it at all. So, and then we'll go through the 24 hours. And then at hour 30, he'll text and say, you didn't let me talk to her. You're a C and a B and an F and a everything. And then I don't respond because he didn't call. We're sitting here kind of scared to death that she has to talk to him. Then he doesn't call.
That's an understandable fear right there. So I always suggest if your daughter's or son is not in therapy, to get them in therapy just to help them understand that like the way the dad is treating her is not her fault. You know,
no,
it's like it's not the fact that he doesn't love her. You know, I don't think he doesn't love her, but he just
he needs therapy. He needs to help.
Yeah, he loves her to the maximum of his capabilities. You know. And sometimes it's just not enough, just in that space right there and whatnot.
I don't think I just feel like it's not at all. And then as soon as I don't respond or react, it's not, he said, well, then I guess her private school is going to have to go because she's not my daughter. So now they're threatening to take her school away. And I still didn't respond. So that was 2 Sundays ago that he did that. And usually I would get in fear that she's going to lose her Christian school. She has some special needs that she needs. And it would be very difficult if she had to go into a public school. But I got to just stay strong and not feed into that. If they take her school, I'll have to figure out what to do.
Yeah.
Don't take the bait and whatnot. So the studio is getting packed up right now. So we're gonna let the next person hop on here and whatnot.
Okay.
But appreciate you coming on, sharing your story. Like, stay strong and keep up the power. That's like, it's tough to do.
I'm gonna keep going as long as I can.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thanks you guys.
Up next,
thank you.
Okay, bye.
We have Tranquility next. We'll bring Tranquility in. Hi, Tranquility.
Hi, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how you doing today?
Can you hear me or see me or anything?
Yeah, we can hear and see you. Can you see us?
I can see you guys, but
Okay. Well, we'll try to. We want us to come back, and we'll try to get you back in. Oh wait, can you see us now?
Oh, I see myself. Okay.
There you go. Can you hear me? Can you hear me though?
I can hear you guys. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. So how long have you been no contact?
I can see you guys, but
Okay. Well,
2 years.
Want us to come back and we'll try. Maybe if you can pause the video while you're on the interview piece of it.
Okay. Okay.
I can hear the playback.
Okay. Is that better?
That's much better, I think. Now, can you see
okay.
us? Yeah. Now you can.
Yes, I can.
There you go.
Okay. There you go.
So 2 years no contact. So what was the defining moment for you to go no contact?
I got tired of the little fights, the petty little nonsensical arguments for no reason. Things that I wanted to do were 1000% irrelevant. And we had massive arguments because of that, because his excuses were so ridiculous. There was absolutely no reason other than he was desperate to be in control. And I just got tired of it. He was making life a lot harder than it had to be.
Mm-hmm.
Always. That's how it always goes right there within that space. But then just making your life difficult for no other reason than to just make your life difficult within that dynamic.
Yep.
So have you ever broken no contact?
No.
No? Oh, wait, yay. Yay, you.
No.
Hold on.
No.
Yay, you. That's powerful right there.
You know my struggle.
Yeah, that's super powerful. So what have you been doing to maintain no contact?
Well, he's so repulsive that it's easy to do it. It wasn't easy initially because I was angry a lot. I was just really, really angry. That was the hardest part to deal with, was the anger, because it was all so unnecessary. But like I said, he's so repulsive that I'm like, I don't ever want to see him again. You know, and I did happen to see him with this young girl. She's half his age. He gets with young women so that he can, it's easy to control them.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw the two of them sitting all cozy in the park, because going to the park is free and he ain't trying to spend his money. Okay. So I told her, I totally ignored him like he wasn't even sitting there. And I warned her what she was signing up for.
How'd that go?
He sat there like a statue, and she said, okay. And that was it.
And nothing yet?
Oh, wow. So do you have
he actually told me that
tips for anybody? Oh, it's a delay. There's a delay.
Are you delayed, Lee? Is she delayed?
Can y'all hear me still?
Yes.
No, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yes, I can hear you. No, I was just asking, do you have any tips for anybody else that's considering going no contact or struggling to stay no contact?
Yes. What you have to do is you have to realize that you've abandoned yourself to be with this person who could never give you the same energy.
Mm-hmm.
So the longer you stay single, and that's the key, you have to stay single so you can keep your head clear. Start dating yourself, start loving yourself, start writing a journal so you can get all that stuff from your head and get it written down on paper so it has a place to go. Do not date anymore for a while, because you have to heal. And if you're distracted by other people, it's a lot harder to heal. So you have to take yourself on dates, give yourself bubble baths, listen to music, get a massage, give yourself the love that you've been given to that person, which turned out to be a total waste of energy.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
absolutely.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. Well, thank you for coming on and sharing your story and whatnot. I love that. I appreciate you coming on here and whatnot.
All right. Have a great night.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
You too. Bye.
See you in the chat. All right. So next up we have V. I'll just call her V.
Can you hear us?
I can. Sorry, I had it muted. I was trying to do homework at the same time.
What's going on, girl? How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I know her. We've actually met in real life.
We did.
What is going on?
I had court today, so this is perfect.
Oh wow, you had court. Okay, well, goodness gracious. So, what is going on? So, how long have you been no contact?
To be honest, I'm not really sure, because he went no contact to tell everybody I was a narcissist. So he did it to kind of make everybody think it was me. I don't count days. I just know it's been a long time, and every day I get more and more pissed because we have a daughter together. And he's trying to take me to court and claim I'm a piece of shit, and he's trying to take majority custody. Both my kids' fathers are working together. As a matter of fact. I pick winners.
Yeah, you have a tandem going on right there within this space right there. So, what is the communication like right now between y'all? Is it anything more or less than the contact about the kids and whatnot?
We don't even have contact about the little one. The older ones, I have contact with him. Barely. I was contacting with his wife for a while, because me and him couldn't communicate. Every time I was a piece of shit, I was a bum, I was this, I was that. So what are we even talking about? It's not productive. It's not about our kid. The little one, we have nothing. We're supposed to talk through the app. I checked the app like once. There was nothing there. I didn't go back in. We're going to court.
So is that so you was in the court today? So you in court today for the young?
No, the older one's dead. I went today.
Okay, the older ones today. Okay, you have a lot of battles going on here in your life right now. It's like a tug of war going on right now in your space. Yeah.
So neither of them are communicating with you. They're just communicating with each other.
Mm-hmm. They're sister wives. That's what they are now.
So how are you going? So how are you doing with maintaining your sanity and whatnot in this space right here?
I'm really not. I'm trying them in school, so I try to put everything in school, my kids, because that's all I can do. I can't react. I can't run them over with a car. I can't do anything. I can't talk shit. Everything's monitored by a judge now. So I just have to sit there and okay.
So, but you mentioned when you hopped on here that you were angry. So what is the anger coming from now?
They're working together to try to take my kids when they do less than the fucking bare minimum. They always have. And you want to take my kids? I actually give a shit about my kids. There's a lot of parents that don't. Everything I do is for my kids. So and then the little ones that I want to say something so bad. Still, since he went no contact, I've not been able. Like, I'm like, Jessica, I want to talk shit. I want to say how I feel. I want you to feel it. And I know he's not, but I still want to get it out. And getting it out to other people doesn't work.
I don't really want to. It's like I just screw up when I'm drinking. It's like that's what I end up doing. But I get the need or the feel like you need to do that.
And I don't even drink.
Well, so as far as like your anger though, like or the not having contact, is that like something like if you're not contacting, they're not contacting you, so that's what you're upset about. They're having no contact with you.
No, I want to be able to talk shit, like say my piece. We're going through all this and you're saying all this shit about me, and I want to be able to say something back.
You should just write a letter because Lee will probably tell you he's not. They don't care what you have to say anyway, right?
Oh no, but I think she knows that.
Yeah,
and she just wants to get out of her system. She wants them to feel it. You know, she just wants them to feel it. I don't think she wants them to understand that in their feelings and whatnot. And that but it gives you more power to not do that and to redirect. Like I said, to redirect that energy somewhere in a more positive manner.
Yeah.
Like you just said, in school and whatnot. School. Or and your kids and whatnot as well. I know you down there in Florida walking down to the beach and doing other stuff. Do something. Do something for yourself. You have to give back to yourself and whatnot, or you'll fall into this pit of anger, and you will just in that space right there. It's hard to crawl out of the pit. I know Ben talks about the pit a lot. I know you talk to Ben. Ben talks about falling into the pit and whatnot a lot. So yeah,
I think that's definitely where I'm at right now. And I've been trying to crawl myself out of it. I've isolated again. But today was different because he's getting his karma in court. I gave him more time than he's getting now.
So it's a win. It's a win to not be able to maintain your sanity and redirect your anger. Because if you express that anger in a negative way towards them, they can just use it against you. You see? So
I can't wait for Monday to see what happens with the little one's dad. Because he has a psycho lawyer too, and I finally got a new lawyer, and he's a beast. Oh, he's a beast. I'm so excited. So we're not playing with my kids this year. Like, both of them, I don't care if they want to go be with each other. Just leave me and my kids alone.
You want to be with each other? Yeah. So just but the journey is a tough journey regardless of whatever direction you go in. Just like, don't give them that reaction that they are craving because that's what they are looking for. Like, seriously. I know you already know you know that already.
It physically hurts me to hold it in, but I do.
I know it does. That's why I say you got to get it out. You got to get out in a healthier way. Find a healthier outlet as opposed to violence.
And I saw
those tactical mannequins.
What was that?
The tactical mannequins.
Those mannequins you beat up.
Something Bob or whatever his name is, or
yeah.
There was somebody in the comments that made a good point too, that maybe whatever you might say might hurt you too. So that's a good thing to keep in mind.
That's why I don't, because everything's being monitored by a judge. So I have to suck it up now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know what to do, girl. So so thank you for coming on here, girl. You can always shoot me a message anytime if you have any questions or whatnot. You always. I know.
I appreciate you.
We good. All right, girl. Be safe. Take care of yourself. Okay.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
All right. If you have if you have a mean message, just send it to me. Don't send it to them. Redirect the message to me. I'll read it. Just be.
That would be funny, Lee. Actually, we should have that, a redirect. So suddenly your messages. That could be like its own video, like Lee's messages from.
Oh yeah, we can call it redirect. We can call it that segment redirect. We just read the mean stuff y'all got to say.
That would be good. I think that's a good idea. Yeah. All right, we have Elle coming in next. Hi, Elle.
Good evening.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. I appreciate everything you guys are doing. I just discovered you probably maybe a month ago, for some reason, just on the fly. And I didn't realize when I first saw one of your videos, it was like, check. I'm like, oh my God, this is my life. I had no idea. Zero idea that all of this has been my life. And I've been spending the last several years with a narcissist. And so recently, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say, are you still with that person now, or are you no contact now?
Oh, it's good. I took the position. He discarded me back in October because he pulled his last card on me, and I stood up for myself. I'm like, you know what? This is how you feel. Boy, bye. And so.
And how many days are you no contact now?
Since it went limited contact because we have like a business connection. So, but then I shut all doors in Christmas time, end of December, because I went on vacation and he came into my home without my permission. After we had split up in October, I came home to my place and he was off the lease. He copied a key. He came into my place. He did some things to make himself known that he was here. And that's when I went no contact. That's when I blocked his number. I blocked his mother. I blocked it all. But when I went into the block, because I never blocked him on the phone, those kind of things. And then I also blocked his mom because I felt she was part of the thing. As I was learning more from you guys, I was like, oh, that's this. That's trying. I mean, I was starting to learn things. I was like, oh. So I started being more proactive once I started learning all the things I'm learning now. Because I had no idea what he was doing or who he was. I had no idea he was a narcissistic person, swear to gosh. So with the no contact, the thing is, though, but it seems like it's been escalating. So that's what my concern has been, because since I blocked officially, because I never blocked him or his family.
Yeah.
It seems like it's been escalating since January, because now over the weekend, he moved into my apartment complex. And so my concern and God bless the apartment complex. They gave me hints. They couldn't tell me legally that he was going to be here because they knew that he wasn't living here no more. But they kind of went hint, hint, wink, wink. And so I was proactive. And so he contacted me this week to pick up personal things. And I know he's moving. I know he's here because he moved in over the weekend. He showed up at my door. And I said, but I didn't. One thing I didn't do, and I haven't done since the no contact, is show my face. That part. So when he's contacted me, I've done it through email. When he showed up to get the rest of the things I had in the garage, I popped the garage door opener. He did not see my face. So I've been doing those things. So I've been trying to do the balance because, like I said, we're in a business together financially. So I can't afford to just take a hit. So I'm that borderline. But with the move thing, that's kind of like, it's tripped me out. And then so.
What are your thoughts on that, Lee? About him moving?
Yeah, my thoughts.
Within that space right there. I was just saying, like, within that space right there, you will get some narcissistic people who try to encroach upon your radius to make you uncomfortable. To make you feel like you're a prisoner inside of your own home, so you don't know where he lives at or what he's going to do. It makes it very difficult to see where he's at or what he's, what could come next for you within that dynamic and whatnot. Just how you're doing. It sounds like he's trying to exhaust you by popping up and doing stuff like that. It really is within that space. So how have you, like I said, what tools have you used to kind of maintain your no contact journey? And
You guys, I listen to your videos every day. I read the comments because I've realized that I'm not alone, because unfortunately, I have a couple of people in my world that understands, because I've always been a private person, part of that part where you have to tell someone that you feel like I didn't realize I was abused.
Yeah.
I had no idea until I started listening to the videos and watching and the other comments. I'm going, oh my God, this is what this is. Oh my God, there's other people. I'm like, oh my, it just did. I mean, it just like, because in my world, to be honest with you guys, some people, including my family, think this kind of stuff is normal. I'm like,
they do. If you don't understand it, if they don't understand it or where you're coming from, they think it's normal behaviors. And what happens a lot of times in these relationships is you get people that are close to you, they unintentionally give you bad advice. There's a book called Out of the Fog by Dana Morningstar, and she talks about a thing called well-intended bad advice, where people have good intentions for you, but they give you bad advice because they don't understand the full complexities of what you're going through. They'll just say, you know what, he hasn't hit you yet, so give him another chance. You make it right, and things like that. So that happens. And the intent is not bad, but the impact is.
So then as I'm learning more about this, my closest ally has been my sister, because she's married to a narcissist and she just realized after 20 years who he is. And so she's doing therapy. And then she's sharing with me about, so right now it's just like me and my sister are allies, because then we realized our mother was. We're like realizing things that we thought that were normal in our lives are like, this stuff is not normal. Yeah. And the effects, because both of us, me and my sister, we're both empaths. That part.
Having a support system can help out a lot as well. So having that support system, to be there for you, and you support her, she supports you, having people to lean on when you're slipping can help you out as well. So we do have a lot of people in the waiting room or whatever.
Yes.
So we go,
well, thank you so much, because thank you guys for everything.
Thank you for coming on and sharing and whatnot. Like, seriously, appreciate it. That's bravery. I'm happy for you. Just keep up with the good fight. Be safe. Just stay in power.
I am. Absolutely. Thank you.
So, can you still hear me? Mine went silent. So, can you hear me, Jessica? I can't hear you. Are you on mute? Uh-oh. I don't know what happened, y'all. I don't know if can y'all still hear me? Just give me a thumbs up if y'all can hear me in the comment section or whatnot. So sorry, your mom is a narcissist. Yeah, the mom narcissist. There you go. So you can't hear me, Jessica? You can hear me, yo. Can't hear her. They say they can't hear Jessica. Yes, Jessica is drunk. We can hear you. Okay, y'all can hear me. So I'm not sure, just so I'm gonna bring up the next person or whatnot. We're gonna keep it moving. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Christina?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, what's going on? How you doing tonight?
I'm good. How are you, Lee?
I am doing perfectly fine. What is going on? So, how long are you no contact right now?
Yes, I have been for
How long have you been no contact?
a year and 4 months.
Oh
And
wow,
I just want to say I'm so proud of you, and you have helped so many. So thank you. But my story is a little bit different. I
Mhm.
did call the police every time he was abusive.
Mhm.
So he ended up being picked up and he went to jail, and he got indicted for 2 domestic violence felonies, but only got one in the
Oh,
end. But he cannot contact me. If he does, I can report it and he can be picked up, and he would go straight to prison for 2 to 10 years. So
oh,
I mostly wanted to just advocate for victims to, use their resources, because this is a life-changing thing. And the healing that I've had to go through has been long and difficult. But, you can get over it, you can get past it, and you can be happy again.
Yeah.
hey, I love that. I love that. So you've been no contact for a while now. Like you said, I'm glad you say advocated for victims to use the law and whatnot um in on their journeys, because a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people don't want to. They go into like protection mode, where they want to protect the person that's been abusive to them, because they've been conditioned to protect them. They've been conditioned to put the needs of the other person in front of their own needs and whatnot. So that does happen quite a bit within these toxic relationship dynamics. But a lot of people end up regretting not doing so, because what happens if you drop the charges, if you don't follow through with it, they end up leaving you, or they end up doing it again, and they don't face repercussions. And then later on, you want to tell, you like, I need to tell what happened to me. Then the people just like, oh, now you're just lying, and now they look at you like a liar and whatnot. So,
He
but be
was
safe calling the police. You have to be safe doing that too, though, because sometimes they will snap on the police will agitate them and make them they lose their minds or whatnot.
Yeah, and he was constantly abusive. I mean, he broke things and threw things, and allowed his dog to attack me. And
Oh
uh,
Jesus.
you know, in his mind, if you were to ask him today, I'm sure he would deny it. But you know, you have to pay attention. Um, I found people that were following him on Facebook, phone calls from other people. And you have to really kind of listen to your intuition. Um,
Yeah.
the most shocking thing that I went through was to know that there were women that he dealt with that knew about me and were
Mm.
still okay doing dirty deeds and not saying, like, I couldn't get over that. But when
Yeah.
someone's abusive, when you feel threatened, when they are harming you, absolutely call the police. Especially if you're like me, you're petite and you don't have anyone there to defend you. Like, yeah, use your resources. I didn't even realize that it would build a case. I never filed charges. What happened was the state picked it up. And with domestic,
Hmm.
they don't play with that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been
Yeah.
able to heal. And, I will say what I have learned is, because I don't want to just play the victim here. What happens is the reason a lot of times that you get involved with these folks is because you are unhealed yourself. And until you get healed, you're going to attract people that kind of mirror you. And I didn't know that. So I've had to seek a lot of therapy, do a lot of healing, do shadow work, face my own demons, and try to be healthier. Because the truth is, I was just in need as much need of validation as he was. So I can't blame him for everything. You know, my boundaries were weak. I needed healing. I wanted validation. I wanted love. And I let that supersede in my gut. And that's just not okay.
Yeah, it's good to take some responsibility for that because there is, there is a responsibility that we all have too. And in recognizing that you're in that situation is one of the, recognizing the abuse is one of them. Understanding what's happening, what's going on, and being able to admit, your role and make a change. So,
Yeah. And I would love to share that when you get into these type relationships that are up and down, push pull, you have to be very careful, because what I ended up finding out was that this messes with the chemicals in your body. I'm 1.4 months out of no contact with this person, and he can't contact me. But I found out that my cortisol levels are not what they should be. You should only have activated when you're in a fight or flight situation and are just leaking. So I now have to do relaxation and breathing work in order to get my cortisol to shut off like it should. And that can actually affect your thinking, which affects your emotions. So this is a big deal. It's not just something that you can walk away from, get away from, pray, and hope that everything will be okay. You're going to have to do work even when it's over.
Right. You do. You have to work on yourself, and you have to get your nervous system regulated. You're right. That is definitely part of it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Healing when you get out of the relationship dynamic or whatnot. So thank you for coming on and sharing it with us, whatnot. Like I said, I'll hop off of here and hop to the next person or whatnot as well. But thank you so much for coming on here. Like, happy healing. Stay safe, because sooner, I don't know if he's gonna get a life sentence. Sooner or later he might be out. So be safe, protect yourself, okay?
Thank you.
Bye.
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 Sorry, guys.
Yeah,
Sorry about that.
never
I
know.
had a mic issue, so sorry. I'm back.
I thought it was me. I was just like, am I talking to myself? He was just like, we can hear you, Lee. I was like, okay, perfect. Yay. So yeah, we're gonna do a couple more here in a little bit, because I know we had a lot of people. Yeah, thank y'all so much for hopping on here. Like, goddamn.
It's a bit, you should see back here what we can see. It's like, whoa.
Yeah, the room is full. I didn't know so many people were hopping on here. It's like boop, 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 boop. I was like, oh damn. I was like, okay. All right, yeah. So we're gonna break y'all up and ask y'all a couple questions. But like I said, if we're gonna get through everybody, just
make it quick. We gotta keep it quick.
Keep it moving. Yeah, keep it moving. Okay.
All right, here we go. Tasha.
You here?
Hi, Jessica and Lee. How are you?
Great. How are you doing?
Well, thanks for having me. I'm gonna keep this short. I went no contact for the second time, October of last year. Just what the last guest said, I started in June of 2022 having stroke-like symptoms, heart palpitations, issues with my heart. It was all due to stress. Moving forward, my last stroke-like symptom, they did MRI and CAT scans, was October 13th of last year. He wouldn't even call 911. I went numb from the waist down and my entire left side. He was arguing with the paramedics when they got there, and CAT scan, everything came by, everything was negative. The doctor said there's something else going on. I was in a constant fight or flight mode all the time for years. So I left on October the 18th while I was packing my things. My son was packing the U-Haul. He had a stripper come over. So I said, don't say anything. Let's just go. I slept in my car for 2 days because my apartment wasn't ready. Finally, he just stopped calling because I blocked him. I went completely no contact. Then one day I got a call from a different number. I started not to answer. I answered. He says, how does it feel to live? And he named the complex. I said, it feels great. I'm not stressed out. So I called the police. I tried to get a restraining order. He came in the courtroom in a wheelchair.
Oh,
like he's a veteran. The man has not been in a wheelchair since 2015. I had the entire medical records from my healthy vet and everything. The judge would not, she felt he played the cards. She denied the restraining order, denied the injunction and everything. I
It's like
appealed it, went back,
Paul
she gave it
Pierce.
temporary. Yeah, she denied it again.
It's like-
So then I ended up having to get an ex parte because after she denied it, now he
Yeah.
wants to threaten to kill himself and he's coming around with a revolver. So they did the ex parte. The judge still denied the restraining order. She says, well, since you moved out the house, he's not a threat. Yes. I had recordings, videos with him breaking up furniture, pulling out knives and guns and everything. Because he's a veteran, he played the role. Move forward to up until 2 weeks ago, he pops up to my church. I didn't know what to do. I was so nervous and so afraid. And one of the sisters told me he was there. She said, your husband is here. And I was like, no. And I turned around, he was sitting literally right behind me. So I just threw one of those little parade waves at him because I didn't want everybody to know that we was going through what we was going through. And ever since then, the phone calls have been so bad. And I block him and he's calling from all kind of numbers. And I've had my number 27 years and I'm thinking about just changing it.
And people, and they even all you, man. I'm assuming you're documenting all of this stuff, but like they still won't give you a restraining order based on all of that stuff right there.
They said because he has not physically done anything to me, he's not a threat. I'm in Tampa, Florida, and it is ridiculous. I'm like, this is why people get killed. So, I mean, of course, the pastor won't put him out the church, but they have security watching, everything. It's just, I'm like, what do I do at this point? Because I went to law enforcement.
I mean, it's hard, when you got a person rolling around in a wheelchair with a revolver in his lap. That sounds wild. It really does, what's in that space.
Oh,
it is
but
scary.
I sent videos. I'm sorry, I sent videos with him walking. He doesn't need the wheelchair. He used to be in the wheelchair. He hasn't been since 2015. So I don't even know where he went and got this one from. But he has money and he likes to play the court game, and it's like I can't afford to be off my job. So
they sound like people who be on the corner with the signs asking for money, but then they get enough money and they just go get in the BMW and drive off.
Yes, and he has all these flying monkeys, and it's like, oh my God, he took me on a bad smear campaign, and he told people I took money. I was like, it was one account with $11,000. I took the money to move. This man had 6 accounts with over 3 figures in it. I could have taken anything. I just took enough money to move $11,000, and he made people think like I just wiped out his bank account. I'm in a 1-bedroom, almost like an efficiency from a 4-bedroom, 3,000 square foot home, just to have peace.
So, Tasha, how long have you been no contact?
Since October of last year. The first time I did it in 2021. I stayed for a year. I didn't let him see or talk to me for a year. He came back with the love bombing. I had never been through this before. So I thought over a year he changed. He lied and said he had gotten therapy. He was nice. And then I went back. When I went back and I married him, because we wasn't married. We dated for 7 years. I married him. And when I married him, we just got married 17 months ago. That was the worst mistake of my life.
Yeah. I mean, he comes, but you get some people like that who, they weaponize religion and whatnot. So he rolls into the church in his wheelchair. And he leaves
to the courts. To the courts. He comes to church walking. No, he comes to church walking.
He comes to church walking in church?
Yes, he went to court when I tried to get the injunction in the wheelchair.
It's a miracle. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. He rolls up to the doors of the church, and he gets out of there and just walk again.
He went to court for the injunction in the wheelchair, and he goes, "I don't even know why I'm here. I just got to get my lawyer. I'm confused." And I'm like, "What?" I mean, he completely made me feel like I was crazy, and I'm like, "What?"
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh goodness, but yeah, I feel like you still have to. I'm not telling you to move again and change your phone number, but sometimes you have to disappear on people like that. Honestly, because if he's performing miracles in the church, getting up and walking, and leaving his sins at the altar and all the other stuff, people are going to believe him. It's a wild mindset to have. It really is. It seems like he's escalating in his behaviors. So sometimes you have to kind of disappear on them. Like being real, if the courts don't help, I mean, you in one of them states where you don't even have to have a license to buy a weapon. Now you just go out there and just like, hey, I need one of these.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm considering leaving Florida, but the thing is, the church, thankfully, I've been a member a long time, so they know me. But the courts, I mean, I just couldn't believe after the videos and the recordings that I showed to the judge that she sided with him because he was a veteran. And she says, well, I think he'll be okay with a little therapy. She didn't even order the therapy.
Oh
I'm
my
like,
God.
ma'am, he goes to the VA administration. It's a joke to him. It's a game.
Mm-hmm.
She probably saluted him on the way out the damn courthouse. Then if she's doing it like that, worried about his veteran status and whatnot.
Yes.
Yeah. So thank you for coming on here. Like I said, we got a few other people got to hop through and whatnot.
Thanks for
So thank you
having
for coming here
me.
and sharing your story. Please be safe. Please be safe. Like look, if he armed, you need to arm yourself too. I'm not telling you to have a shootout in the Wild West.
Well, thankfully, a separate judge did the ex parte order because when I threatened to call the police on him, he said he was going to kill himself. So the sheriff, a separate judge did do the ex parte order, and they took like 2 9mm revolvers with 3 magazines fully loaded. And then he flipped out and went to the VA. He went to the psych ward that night.
It's scary that the court system isn't more helpful with this situation.
It really is.
Yes, I'm going to get off, but I'm going to send the information to the Red Flag Show at Gmail.
Yes, and
Right.
please keep contact. Let us know how it's going.
I will.
Be safe now. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Good night.
Thank you. Bye. Goodness gracious, y'all. I hate hearing stuff like that. It just it really boils, like it makes me angry and whatnot.
And then next
we got a few more people can hop through.
Hi, KJ.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, hi. How are y'all tonight? I'm finally on the show. I never get to catch it, but I'm happy I'm able to get on here. Oh my God, I'm gonna make this brief here. It's a lot. Like, I understand from the second to last caller here when she talked about accountability. That's one thing I had to do in my situation, take accountability for everything I've been through and allowed, and I've seen the red flags. I left a 5-year, 6-year marriage and that was abusive, turn around, get with somebody that does even worse. And at first it's like, I'm embarrassed. I'm like, dang, like, how does this happen again? This can't, not 2 times in a row, but it did. But honestly, it made me stronger. Second time it happened, me and him had a son. Our son was about 3 or 4 months when I started the proceedings as far as like doing the order protection and everything. Just like the last lady said, the court system is a joke. I had to arm myself. I went and got my stuff legally, went to the gun range, practiced almost every day. As soon as I get away, and very efficient with it.
I love that. I love that.
I studied the law library. Like anytime I had time off of work, like I worked full time, I had 3 kids, just had a baby, going through postpartum. I'm studying the law library. I didn't have money like that to get a lawyer and file things, and I got very proficient with it. End up getting a order protection. He had a high price criminal lawyer. He actually had a high profile criminal lawyer that represented a celebrity. And I did pro se, beat him in court with an order protection. He violated.
Good job for getting her.
He violated like 2 days later after we got the order protection. But I followed through, called the police. They were no help. They were on the side.
Wow.
But wait. I had to do my research. As I did my research, because I was wondering why when I filed my custody case, a judge kept interfering with it. Come to find out, the judge used to be his attorney. So, come to find out, long story short, I found out he was an informant. So now I'm filing complaints on judges. I'm doing everything. That district attorney ended up giving him my address. I filed a complaint with the state bar on them.
Oh my God.
All kind of complaints. I got everything that I wanted. I got full custody of my child. He's only allowed supervised visits when I say so. They gave me child support, which he agreed to, but it's not paying. So every time I get a chance, I violate him on that. So right to his attorney, violate him, pay my son. I follow through with everything. I set boundaries. I don't want to have contact with him. And he honestly doesn't want to have contact with our son. It's just a way to try to control me. anytime he tries to reach out to me about the baby, I go through our court-approved app and I respond there. I don't say anything to him. I keep an accurate documentation of everything. I still have text messages, 5 years of text messages from when we were together. I use those in court. I have voicemails, play them in court.
Well,
Like,
you,
I
de-
use
you
everything
definitely
he
have
does.
the detective down now, right? Junior detective down.
Yeah, most definitely. Like, after going through this was hell, but it was an eye-opening experience, and I share my experience with everyone. Like, I'm open and transparent. But anybody need help, I definitely was trying my best. Like, I'm definitely an advocate for domestic violence, because the stuff that I went through, like, I don't know if anybody's from Pennsylvania, but let me tell you something right here. State of Pennsylvania, when you file a restraining order on your abuser, when you're approved for that restraining order, do you know they contact them? They call them and tell them, hey, you have a restraining order. We're coming to serve you. Basically, set up a time. I'm like, we could have been sitting in the same house. Like, are you serious? It's crazy.
That is
really
crazy.
not for women. It's really not for women. So I urge anybody, you going through that situation, get very proficient. If you're able to own a firearm, get very proficient and get one legally, and do what you have to do. Learn the laws from your state. It's on Google. Everybody has phones. You can read up on different things, different cases. You don't need a lawyer to do everything. Those lawyers were trying to charge me $10,000, $15,000. I'm like, what? And then they're saying, oh, you're not going to get relocation because we barely get it. So why would I pay you? I did it myself. Got everything done. All court cases taken care of within 6 months.
Wow. I want to say thank you for answering the question of, so a lot of people have been asking, what about no contact when you have kids? And you brought up that third-party app. That's a great tool for people to use.
Yep.
What was the name of the one that you use?
App Close.
Say that one more time.
App Close, APPCLOSE. Different states may have different ones, but I asked the judge for that when we were going through our case, because I knew that was going to be an issue. And I was like, I need a court-approved app, because I don't want him to I want everything documented. And I print out our conversations. I got a whole folder on him.
Yeah.
I'm like, just in case you try and take me to court, I got something for you.
Keep them docs on deck.
You have to, especially dealing with somebody like that. Like he did a lot. Like he had police officers harass me. I got them on videotape.
Oh, Jesus.
Crazy.
It's a lot.
Well, thanks for sharing your story, and for that advice. We're gonna go ahead and move on to the next person. We appreciate it, KJ.
You're welcome. Have a good night, everybody.
You too. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, we have Alex.
Oh, hi. I'm sorry. We have my little one here with me. Yes, and he's 2. But so yeah, a lot about how to co-parent with your narcissist or ex-narcissist. It's been a challenge, but we are very low contact because we have a 2-year-old together. But yeah, so just the highlights of because there's a lot, right? Oh, there's always a lot. But at this point, it's been 11 months.
How many months?
11 months.
11. Congratulations.
11 months. Thank you.
Very low contact. How are you doing the low contact? How are you doing that?
So for me, long story. Tracking device in my car. Well, first it was like, red flags. Didn't even know anything about narcissism. Just got pregnant. Everything went downhill. He pushed me for the first time when I was pregnant, and then, fast forward, he grabbed me by the neck. He goes to jail. I mean, just a lot happened to get to this point. And just I think a couple of callers ago, or a couple of people ago, she mentioned the follow through because I unfortunately did not. But the first time, I called the police before. He grabbed me by the neck. I did call the police. He went to jail. He was holding our son when he did it. And then he got out of jail, was like, I'm sorry, I'm going to change. I'm going to go to therapy, blah, boo-hoo, and I just was like, this has got to be rock bottom. Like, how much worse does it get?
Y'all gotta stop falling for them men tears be getting y'all. I promise you. They It just, I don't know. It's just like, if you ever see a man crying, you gotta like dip your finger in it and taste it. It might be Sprite. You know, it might not be real tears. Yeah.
No, yeah. I have witnessed the fake tears. Trust me. And now I know. I did not know. Now I know. But right. And it was like, I'll change, and he's a firefighter and he's like, I'm gonna lose my job and blah, blah, blah. And regret that moment. But I did sign something to make it go away. And then no joke, like 2 weeks, not even 2 weeks later, he was like, I can't believe you called the police on me.
Yeah,
and it was all my fault. It was all my fault.
Yeah.
And he was threatening to kill himself, blah, blah, blah. Like, just, oh man. And then, anyway, fast forward a couple months, he's throwing things at me. This time I called the police. He was throwing like tools from the garage, like at me. Like it was not a good situation. He gets arrested again. This time I pressed charges. This time I followed through. And so that's how we have low contact, because and that was after he just put a tracking device in my car. So I went and filed an order of protection, and they did grant it to me, thank goodness. But I should tell you, he actually tried to get a restraining order against me first.
Yeah,
he said I was threatening him.
They try to get you.
So, and the judge, we went to court. Judge said no to him, but yes to me. So got my restraining order. And then we can only communicate through our Family Wizard, is the app that we use.
Okay.
It's OFW.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's been 11 months and almost divorced.
I would say
trial March 5th.
So I would say the closer it gets to that the divorce date or the trial date, just be very wary of a Hoover attempt, because people just tend to get, it gets around to that date, then you start hearing, do we really need to do this? Do we really need to go here? Like, we've been through so much, it's so much time. It's been a year now. It's been a year. So much has changed in a year, They'll do the type of stuff right there.
Yeah. And that's, I think, so in our case, I don't know if you have that in your state, but a guardian ad litem. I don't know if you're familiar with that. Okay, so GAL.
Mm-hmm.
We got a GAL, and he agreed to follow the recommendations. Sorry. But so the recommendations are that I'm allowed to relocate. I'm allowed to relocate back to California.
They amp up when you get on camber. No,
I was like, what? He was so good up until right. Sorry, but so we're allowed to relocate. And
you better get chased.
Yeah, it looks like
he totally is. I'm like, that's okay. So sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. Well, thanks for coming in and sharing your story. We're gonna go ahead and keep on going. But thanks for
sorry. Good luck to everybody going through this. I feel for you.
Be safe. Thank you for coming out. Like, she about to get chased. I was like, you trying to get up and get up.
It looked like a horror film. They're like a thriller.
Maybe sprint right behind you. They have it.
Okay. Here's our next guest, Chantel.
Oh, hi. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Oh, we can hear you perfectly. Goodness, you
awesome.
Good volume.
I'm in my home office, so.
Okay, you got a good volume. You pumped on already.
Perfect. I just wanted to say thanks first off to you guys. If I hadn't discovered you after my 7-week marriage, I'm a grad student.
Wow.
And I learned what I had gone through. Some of your skits were hilarious, but so like verbatim what happened. I was just like, whoa, I understand this so much more now. So I've actually changed my thesis to cluster B personality disorders and its effect on childhood development because of you guys. So thank you.
Awesome. Well, yay. Good job. I mean, good for you.
Thank you. So I've been no contact for 14 months now. And I mean, similar stories. We all got into the relationships, I'm sure very similar, with the love bomb and, soulmate connection and all of that. We got married. That lasted 7 weeks because I found out he was cheating the entire time and confronted him about it. And his response was, I refuse to give up another relationship for any other. So packed up and left. Childless marriage, but kids from other marriages. So he has 2 baby mamas. They moved into my place with me. I took care of them. And then 2 days after my dad died, he went to the court, filed, and is now, because I had gone no contact from that point, so I hadn't spoken to him in 6 months at that point.
Yep.
He decided retaliatory to go after me in my home for about $500,000 now. So yeah.
But they feel like you hurt them, so they need to hurt you.
Exactly. And I, when I went no contact, a lot of people in my life also chose to go no contact with him. They were kind of, this is the 4th time that he's done this. So a lot of people, even in his own circle, kind of have seen the repetitive pattern.
Yeah.
And so got called out. And so that was the, ego blow and, mask coming off and people seeing that. And so, yeah, I quote unquote hurt him.
Yeah. It's off now. So when it comes off, it stays off now, because it's kind of like you're fighting in public and you're having a sword fight and he has a mask on and you hit it off. And now everybody sees the scar. He's like, "Oh, you scarred me." So now,
Phantom of the Opera removing the mask.
yeah, this is exactly what I was like. That's exactly what I was thinking about. That's exactly what I was thinking about too. Phantom of the Opera.
I got you, brother. Yeah, no, it's and once you see, you can't unsee, and so it's been very enlightening, and certainly because of that, it's made no contact very easy. There's certainly moments where I've had times of missing what I thought was there, the person I thought I had. And, those adventures and those moments. And, my advice for anybody who's struggling and having those moments come up is remember the bigger picture and how many more times there was gaslighting, there was manipulation, there was rage outbursts. Think of those times for every time you think of the missed times. That's helped me.
Yeah, that's good advice. Well, thanks, Chantel, for coming on.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Shout out to that thesis.
Yeah, I will let you know how it goes. I would love to send you a copy when it's done.
I love that. I love it. I seriously do. I love the impact. I love the impact. Seriously.
Yeah, and that's thanks to you guys. So thank you for helping in my healing journey.
Thank you, Chantel.
Take care. Have a good night.
You too.
You too.
I have a quick question that people are curious about. How do they make it feel like it's? How do we make no contact feel like their idea?
I feel like you have to find some way that it benefits them. How does not talking benefit you? How does not talking to me benefit them? Because that's the question that most narcissistic people tend to ask themselves. How does this benefit me? So you have to make it seem like it's beneficial to them in some way, shape, or form. It has to be more beneficial to them than it is to you.
Yeah.
To do that case. Gina, we've been chatting so much in the members only space. One day, hey,
well, you started back over. That's okay. That's okay. One
day. Hey, one day. So only one day. Don't worry about it. Look, don't beat yourself up. You put it. Copy and paste. They put a smiley face at the end, not the little sad face. Put a smiley face at the end. Brighten your day up. I'm sorry, y'all, but that's the way it goes, though. How do you do it without making them think it? How
do you do it without making them think it isn't a break?
A break up, or just a break?
Yeah, like taking a break from each other, or.
I mean, sometimes you have. It's hard to be manipulative to a narcissistic person, but you find a way that it benefits them. Find a way that it benefits them. But sometimes you have to be being realistic. Sometimes you can't beat around the bush the narcissist and toxic people. You have to be direct with them, because if you leave room for interpretation, they will interpret it in a way that benefits them. Hey, we just need some time apart. Oh, I can go cheat and clap some cheeks and come back to you. Cool. Yes. That's what they'll do. They'll find a way for it to benefit them, y'all. So,
all right. We have a couple. I don't know how many more you want to take, Lee.
I mean, who's in the waiting room right now? They've been waiting for a while. We can finish y'all. We gotta just keep it.
Okay. Yeah. Here we go. We got Crafty.
Crafty. You've been waiting for a while. I done seen you down there for a while. Thank you for being patient. I appreciate you. Seriously.
So,
hello, Lee. Hello.
Hi.
Sorry.
Contact.
Okay, with my abuser, I have been no contact with him since 2015, and it was abrupt and it was immediate because I got sent to the hospital with broken bones. I filed charges. He went to jail. I stood up to him in court, insisted that the judges do their job and protect me. And so he went to prison for a year and a half, killed his cellmate, but they let him out. And so I was under hiding from the state, you know, because they were telling me how to hide from him. He was in Vermont in 2022 trying the same crazy crap with some other woman, and her son shot him dead.
Oh.
But the thing, yeah. So, but
Oh.
yeah. So like I did no contact, you know, got after his little flying monkeys, all that. I was like, no, that's it. I'm done. That's it. And he's going to jail. Period. So that's how I did it. But the one thing I wanted to bring up tonight, Lee, I watched a video of yours where you said that a narcissist, when you're going through that abuse, that a person can get in that space where they want to unalive themselves, right?
Oh, the dark place. Take you to the dark place.
Yep. Yep. My son, who was the one that saved me from the last beating that I went through, went after my batterer with a machete, took his life on January 6th because he was in the same situation with a female narcissist who was being abusive. And, you know, and I've been through that and went through counseling and recovery. I was trying to tell him, son, her behavior is escalating. You need to put her out, da 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 da. So now what my fight is I'm trying to hold her under culpability because of her behavior influencing the outcome. My son blew his brains out. He couldn't take it anymore from her. And if I can't get some justice for him in the court, here's the next thing I'm going to do. On behalf of other domestic violence victims, okay, I'm going to start with the state representatives, Congress. If I got to go to Washington to get some kind of culpability laws toughened up on, that's what I'm going to do. Because, and now I've got to deal with his narcissistic wife because they have a 2.5-year-old. So she's been coming around trying to suck up to me, but she's running right into my boundaries. Oh no, she gets no slack. Absolutely not. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys tonight. So
well, thanks for you know, I think you coming on here and, you know, spreading more awareness is part of it, the journey, I think, right, Lee? I mean, you know, trying to get your things through the system as well, but know that, you know, by doing this and speaking, and it's part of that, you're doing something.
Yeah, speaking that story to, you know, to truth and whatnot, and keeping it. That's tough. That really does suck. You know, I really truly hate to hear that. I'm like extremely sorry for your loss, because I know that it's extremely tough to deal with right there. I just can imagine. That's because you're battling and surviving, and for that to happen is just like, it's just a hugely tough. Can't even talk straight. My word, I lost for words. I don't normally get lost for words.
Yeah,
that's tough. It really is. Like, I just, you know, just keep the fight alive and whatnot. You know, if you start a petition, send it to me. I'll sign it. Whatever you need to do. Like, just, you know, just seriously, just. I hate to hear that. I really do.
Thanks for sharing, though. A lot of people probably do need to hear these things. So thank you for sharing.
Yeah, because you know what, these narcissists, no matter what brand they are, they're dangerously. And no offense to you, okay, because you're a sweetheart. I love you. But you guys, if you're in one of those kind of relationships, understand they can drive you to it. When I was under abuse from my narcissist, I tried to commit, was nearly successful twice, was on life support twice. You guys be strong. Be strong and get away from them. Period. They're not going to get any better. They're not. Unless they're a miracle like Lee is, you know. So that's all I wanted to share with you guys tonight. Thank you.
Thank you for. I'm glad we kept people coming on. I'm glad you got to share that story. You know, I pray for you. Just, you know, protect you. It is tough. It really is tough. No.
Well, have a good evening, and thanks again for coming on. Our next guest is Zaim. I hope I said that right.
Yes, you did. Oh my goodness.
What's going on?
I'm grateful for this. Sorry for the accent. I'm from the UK.
No, it's fine. Like, thank you for coming on.
Yeah, I've only learned of you within this year. I've only learned what narcissism is within the last 1.5 years. I'm gonna try to keep it short. I have had her on socials for 10 years. Sorry, man, I'm just getting nervous out of nowhere.
It's understandable.
Yeah.
Just take a deep breath. It's okay.
Ooh, all right. I wrote this all anyway, so luckily for you. Yeah, we've had each other and everything for the last 10 years. We only really started speaking 2019. I feel like grief made her into a narcissist. She had a really tragic loss. And normally it would be good for myself to normally would be good to discard, but because of religious reasons, I can't break the no contact. The no contact's been going on for around 1.5 years. I don't know if I've already said that. But it's crazy because we've been talking to each other indirectly through retweets. I've been finding needles and haystacks, and she's been retweeting them, and I've never had the courage to pop up to her, only because of the no contact rule as well.
So Zaim, I just have a question. So is this like, are you guys are like communicating through like
We were,
subliminal messages in a way? Is that what
yeah, as of recently. Before that, we were a situationship, if you're aware of that term.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And just some other notes, like she's had me on social media. She's seen me have a relationship. I kind of knew she was on a relationship, and it's just crazy. She's just seen me work with her favorite artists backstage over the last year as well.
Mm-hmm.
People like Chris Brown, and it's pretty surreal for me as well. And you know how people say you show off to your ex over social media. That kind of worked for me in the best way possible, and it's still a little bit surreal, but I was humble with it at the same time. Like the evidence was there. I wasn't capping of any sort. Yeah, I'm 28 years old, and she's also 28 years old. She lost her father in the most tragic way. He went in front of her, and I guess that's our trauma bond right there. And she told me that after a little while. But yeah, I don't want to go on for too long. Is there anything you'd like to say, Jessica or Lee?
Well, I think it's an interesting point for no contact. You say you guys are still communicating on or watching social media, and I know Lee has a good point about this. The turning off the narcissistic TV.
I call it the narcissist TV right there, because like when you are looking at their social media, especially if you're not together, you typically are pain shopping. You're looking for things that are going to hurt you, because this is typically what I tell people. Like, very rarely are you going to see something on their social media that makes you feel good. Very, very rarely. Like, even if something bad happens to them, you'll still feel some type of way about them.
Crazy. She's always like hitting on my stories the minute I upload them. It's always her.
Oh, Jesus.
Within the same first few minutes, it's been going on for way too long, and I don't know. It's just the no contact rule. It just does something to me.
How do you feel about blocking her? Just blocking her.
I just still don't have it in me yet. So obviously, it's kind of low contact. I've not directly spoken to her for 1.5 years. Before that, I was every other week. Ever since then, it's just pure social media. I've been finding retweets, like sub retweets. So it's only me retweeting it, stuff saying like, it's I would reach out, but I'm scared that you're busy. And she's also, retweeting that. We're blatantly going through each other's stuff, but
yeah,
I don't know.
I've heard of that happening when people just make random Pinterest threads and people find them by searching and stuff like that. So I feel like in this space right there, I was going to say something very similar to this right here about having like a toxic detox right here, because sometimes like to get away from it, you have to go. I mean, blocking her, yeah, you can block it, but you have to be ready to do that though. Because if you're not ready,
exactly.
if I tell you to block her and you're not ready to block her, you'll just unblock her. That's just the way it goes right there.
And there's lots of religious reasons as well. I mean, like, as a Muslim, you shouldn't really leave people behind. Obviously, there are good traits I've saw, and I'm going against everything your whole channels, for
it takes a while to get there, though. Like I said, it takes a while to get to that point where you
been a
feel
damn long time, though. Bloody hell.
Yeah, that was a long time.
But it's been a long time, but y'all are still kind of in it because it's kind of like y'all playing like a game of hide and seek.
Literally, even though I was the one that was discarded.
Like
even
you just
though I
said,
was,
like you just said, you go through Twitter and find something y'all be retweeting old stuff. That's like it hasn't ended yet.
Yeah.
Even though like y'all like it really hasn't, it's still going on, just not in the physical aspect of things. It's still like in this social media realm and whatnot, so it's still going on. When it finally ends, like when you finally decide to end it and move forward with everything, that's when it gets better for you, because that's when you have to get to that point, because the social media stuff, this can go on forever. This you can find somebody else, get married, have kids, and y'all still be retweeting stuff.
Literally. And
yeah,
that's what 21 Savage said, man. I love USA rap.
And I can hear the pain still in your voice,
You can hear the pain in my voice.
And
Yeah,
at
of
this
course.
point, it's almost like until I know you say I'm leaving people behind, but really the person's not really existing there in the first place, if that makes sense. And
Yeah.
and it's only hurting yourself by continuing to do this. It's really just at this point, how do you want to continue your life going forward? How can you move forward at this point? And you're never going to move forward if you're continuing to keep the poison in you. You can't.
Yeah, it's just I'm clearly showing how much I care without actually reaching out, and it must be driving her crazy too. But I don't know, man. It's crazy. I'm getting to speak to professionals about it, and I appreciate both of you.
Thanks for coming on, man. Like seriously, just be safe. Like when you get there, just hit that button, and just release it, and just give it to God.
Let us know. Give us an update on how that's going when you decide to block.
Yeah, man. I'll do whatever. I'll reach out. However, thank you so much.
Okay,
all right, be safe. Be safe.
You too.
All right, what's going on, Lisa? I see you in here.
All right, we have 2 more guests, everyone. Here we go, Catalina. Hi, Catalina.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, what's going on?
Hi, Lee. Hi, Jessica.
Hi.
First off, I'm really sorry for my accent. I'm not a native English speaker. I live in Belgium, Brussels, and I'm currently in Colombia. So,
you're well traveled.
Everybody's welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I actually had to. Well, I feel like I had to move. I had to go back to Colombia for 3 months because of the situation that I got in. It's something more on the light side, but it still made me spiral and made me completely insane, like go insane. Basically, I met this guy like in September, and I felt like a really strong connection, which is like already like not a connection, like attraction, which is already like kind of an indicator that something is not okay, in my opinion, because I tend to be attracted to like toxic people. And basically this guy was like really intense, and the love bombing and everything was really, really freaking intense. I'm Colombian, he's Cuban, so I was like, oh my god, finally a Latin boy. No, girl, no. Just no. I'm so sorry, but no. And he was taking me on dates and doing the most and complimenting me, but then like for instance, he would ghost me for like 2-3 days, and I didn't understand why, but I didn't really care because I wasn't really looking for something serious. Basically this man would show up to my place and stay over the whole weekend. During the week also, after school, he would after college he would come to my place, etc. And then I came to find out that this man had a whole girlfriend and he lives with her. And he literally lives like 4 bus stops, not 2 bus stops from my place.
Wow.
And he had told me that he lived like in a student thing where visitors were not allowed. So I'm really sorry. I'm not laughing. Yeah, yeah. I'm not laughing because it's funny. It's just because it's sad. I'm nervous.
Yeah.
But I was like, and after a while, I felt like his energy was like invading me, and I wanted to like cut it off, to stop talking to him like multiple times, and then he would like ask me to meet him in person. And now I'm thinking about the things that Lee said in his video.
Yeah, I always want to see you in
And
person.
yeah,
God.
and this man would like like with looking at me and be like, no babe, da, da, da. And I was like, okay, whatever. And then I felt like I was a prisoner. Like right there, I was a prisoner. I couldn't get away. I knew that I wasn't like in love with him. It was clearly like the trauma bound attachment, whatever.
Right.
And then when I found out he had a girlfriend, I confronted him, and then he started like he was like always soft spoken, but then he turned like not aggressive, but he started like more be like, I'm from Cuba. I don't have my identity here. I'm living with her because I need the green card, whatever. Yeah, sure. And I was like, huh? And he was like, but you know what? I'm ready to risk it all and whatever. Da, da, da. But once I was like, never leave her because I'm not gonna be with you. Like I'm not gonna be with you. I'm not gonna be with you. And I used to clown this man so much, and I just wanted to leave. I was even like praying that this man would like fall in love with someone else and leave me alone. It was so insane. But when I didn't answer the phone, he would just show up to my house. It was just like he was like really, really obsessive and doing the most like really intense with the music boleros. I don't know if you know boleros. It's like a really passionate and emotional music, and he would play that and then look into my eyes and doing the most. And I was like, no, I feel invaded by your
That's not weird right there. I just feel like what you just described just felt weird to me. Like y'all dancing and just like super close eye contact. That just feels uniquely closeness. Is that romantic to me? I just feel like that's kind of weird. Just like we dancing, we just like eye to eye, like we here, like
I'm
I don't know.
Colombian, so to me it's like I feel like Latin people are really, we have like some toxic ideas of love. It's not love, it's oftentimes it's obsession, and it's not healthy, and we know no boundaries. And I feel like I didn't set or even like set my boundaries. And even when I told him no, I'm not available, he would show up, and it was like this really intense energy. And I'm normally like not amazed by men, but this guy, and when I told you, I felt like a prisoner. So basically what I did was I was like, no, I can't stay here. I had the opportunity to go back to Colombia to see my family for 3 months because I just graduated, and before I got like a really like a serious job, I was like, no, let me travel. And this man was like, I told him like I wanted to just be with my family and simmer like be less in contact, but still he would call me with like the super intense texts, messages, and whatever. And then he started showing like his face because I was like, no, I really don't want to be in contact. I was like still confronting him because a friend of mine had seen him with another girl still in Brussels. Back in Brussels, I confronted him, and he was like,
not somebody other than his roommate.
It's not his room.
I know it's not his
not
roommate.
Not the roommate.
So this is somebody else. He described it as roommate. He described it as his his handler or his coyote or something.
Yeah, he came clean. He was like, yeah,
his
and then
green
he was
card.
like, yeah, yeah, don't get involved in my relationship.
He's living with his
Don't, no me
coyote.
jodas. He was like, no me jodas, don't bother me with all that shit, da 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 da. And I was like, okay, don't worry about it. And he was like, when I would tell him like, no, okay, bye bye. He was like, no, I have to go. I'll call you back tomorrow. And every time I would confront him about something, he would call me back like and pretend that nothing happened. So, like come back like as if nothing happened. I'm like, what? I was so confused the whole time. I was super, super confused.
Well,
And then
confusion's one of the what
yeah,
they want to do, right, Lee? They want
exactly.
Yeah, they want to keep you confused, but I don't. So for in this space right here, I don't think his actions are very confusing. It just seems like he's being straightforward and just like he's out in public with it, and he's like challenging you to question what he has going on. It's just like don't ask me about don't ask about this shit. He just demanding that you just let it go.
He doesn't care, and
Yeah.
and when he does not get Brussels. It's like the size of nothing. Like it's so tiny. He doesn't care. He would take me to his job. He plays in a bar, in a Cuban bar. He would like hold my hand like as if I was his girlfriend. He would like we would go eat in the city. We would go everywhere, and this man was like not bothered. And I'm like the whole weekend, like every weekend he would come to my place and just go home, or he would tell me that he had to give some like a class to children, and I was like sure. I was like sure, yeah, sure. Luckily he wasn't the only one, but
So how long have you guys
still,
been no
sorry.
contact? Did you say how long?
Only for like 20 days because I had like blocked him. I blocked him everywhere because I'm not playing with that. And when I tried to confront him and I saw that he was lying, I was like, no, you're not going to play my face anymore. And I'm good. I don't want to be friends with you. I don't want to have anything to do with you. But the best thing is that I actually didn't leave because I was like, if I say goodbye to this,
sorry.
No, I'm just saying, don't say only like it's a small task to go 20 days no contact because it's kind of like
yeah,
self defeating. He's like, it's only been 20 days. No, there's a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
One day is monumental when you so used to talking to somebody. Like I said, just in this
Yeah.
space. So don't beat
And
yourself up right there.
the withdrawals were insane. I was here in Colombia crying. I was here with my family, isolating myself. I was crying. I was like, oh my God, I'm the side chick. I'm the mistress. It felt so weird. It felt horrible.
It's a
Honestly,
terrifying feeling, terrifying when you find out that when you realize it wasn't what you believed it to be, and you feel violated in a way. So it's like a crazy violating
Exactly.
feeling, and it makes you even more upset, and you get more emotional, and because now you're upset at yourself, like you don't trust yourself anymore. So on top of not trusting that other person, you don't trust yourself anymore, and now you're dealing with that trauma,
Exactly.
and it is very difficult to.
Perfecto.
Exactly, and I laugh it off, but it was terrible, honestly. And I just didn't say goodbye. I just blocked him everywhere. And I remember one of the last phone calls, he was like, "Oh no, but you actually have to call me because it's almost my birthday,
Oh,
and
hell
you
no.
have to call me." And this, I will never forgive you if you never call me. I was like, "Boy, bye. Like, don't, no, bye. Really, bye."
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
This is an interesting comment. I'm sorry, I just thought of something when this was up. The phases you go through with no contact, like you're mourning a person, and it's tough because they're still alive.
Yeah. So the way I describe that is you have to have an emotional funeral for this person because the body and the vessel is still there, but you have to release them in some way, shape, or form. I've actually had people, go in the backyard and have like a burn, burn. They take all the stuff from that person they has given them or pictures, and they just burn it and set themselves free. It's just like you're still alive, but you're dead to me.
That's a good idea. Can I or to do that? And I want to. You know how Lee, you always bring up movies. It reminds me of Pet Cemetery, like that person you go bury them in the pet cemetery, and then they come back.
Yeah, come back.
Now the mask is off, and they come out of the cemetery. You see that person. It reminds me of like Pet Cemetery or something. You gotta remember they're not the real person. They're just the Pet Cemetery version of them walking around. You got to leave them alone.
It's not them anymore. But so thanks for coming on here,
Yeah.
Catalina. Thanks for
I
coming on
have,
and sharing your
Oh,
story
yeah.
and
can I
whatnot.
ask you like a last question, please? Like some advice? Can I
Yeah, hit
ask
me.
for some advice? The thing is that he knows I'm coming back like soon, and now I'm living my best life because I'm bothered by this man. But what should I do if this man would like show up, or if I had to see him, because he literally lives like 10 minutes away from my house, and I don't know if I should pretend that it's not me, like, sorry, no, I'm not Catalina, no.
I mean, pretend
Or
he
what
don't
should I do?
exist. You don't owe him anything. You don't owe
Okay.
him a conversation. Fuck his birthday. Whatever he has going on, like being realistic. Just like, you know what, my pet snail died, and I just need somebody to be here for me. You know, sorry, Snelly. Rest. May your snail rest in peace. You know, without me. I'll pray for you. Yeah, you don't owe him anything. Don't let him disrupt your peace, because if you do, I mean, being realistic, sometimes you end up with babies and crazy shit going through these situations. So
Oh yeah, one thing is that he almost got me pregnant when I told him like not to.
did I just say? I just said you end up with babies. I just said that. You see,
I
they
dodged the bullet.
they try to put babies in you. He's like, no, let me see my son. I haven't talked to in 3 years.
Oh my god,
I want to see
I
my
really dodged
son.
it, but I'm really thankful for your channel. It's been really informative, and I noticed how like I really dodged the bullet, and I'm really like rooting for everyone that's been going through like stories like these. Mine is really like like I told you, something light, and
Yeah.
I'm really like prayers and blessings
Well,
for all of you.
thanks for coming on. Be safe. Enjoy your trip home. Don't let him disrupt your
Thank you.
peace.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh no.
So, last one.
Thank you guys thanks for coming in.
Thanks for lasting with us, y'all. So many of y'all still on here. Thank y'all for riding with us tonight.
So many
Seriously.
people coming in. Wow. Okay, here we go. Crystal. Hi, Crystal.
Hi, all. How's it going? Can you hear me?
What's going on? Thank you for being patient, Crystal. Yeah, we can hear you. Thank you.
I actually came in a bit late. I was at an emergency dental appointment and had to drive home in a
You did beep in
snowstorm.
last, didn't you? I saw somebody else beep in. I was like, no, I'm just joking. Go ahead. What's going on?
We're gonna have to get that song closing time.
Last but not least. Yeah, so I'll stay on topic because my goodness, I could talk about my narc for a bit. But yeah, I'm from Canada. So we have some slightly different laws in how we handle things, but it's been quite a ride. I've been no contact, like hardcore no contact since we'll say end of April of this last year. But it started earlier with a very heavy low contact. When I ended the relationship, I realized I was being abused and I got out. I escaped.
Yay.
Yeah. And funny side note, he's a huge fan of yours, Lee.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. In fact, he'd shove your videos in my face and tell me to learn because I was the narcissist.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So he's currently incarcerated right now, so he's not going to see me on this live with you.
Oh. When does he get out? Did the Mounties come and get him?
The Mounties actually this time did not get him. It was the city police that did.
Oh.
There was a warrant out for him for a while, and they caught him at a traffic stop.
Oh.
So, yeah, well, sucks to be him.
It does suck to be him. You don't plan on going to jail. Like you have, like I'm on the way to work. You're like, no, buddy, you going to jail tonight.
Well, yeah, this is a consequence of his own actions, unfortunately. So
yeah.
But yeah, so to start it off, like he started, there was a weird snap of his, then he got incredibly abusive over a very short period of time. And I had just started therapy, so kind of snapped out of it fairly quick when it intensified and got out. And in a very short period of time, March 20th, I ended the relationship. But March 23rd, I escaped. I went to a friend's house, packed up some stuff, and my son. And later that same afternoon, Children's Services apprehended his children from his care and asked me to take them.
Oh, God.
Wow.
So I went from enemy number one to enemy extreme number one.
Yes.
I knew what would happen, but those boys had nowhere else to go. So I said, of course, yes. I've been raising them for 4 years already.
Good person. You're a good person. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Then the
Sometimes.
smear campaign happened.
Oh,
And it was a very public one.
This bastard has my kids.
Pretty much. Yeah. It was a very public smear campaign. TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, you name it. He posted a ton of videos about me and the kids, and I'm all the things you can name. So dealing with that, it became basically harassment. I was extreme low contact. I barely answered any texts in the first few days. Yes, he tried to have me arrested for kidnapping. He tried to have me arrested for breaking and entering, among other things, which was fun. We live in a small town, so all the RCMP around here know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still an active case, so I can't say too much about the details. But at some point, he decided he was going to abandon the residence and made some really dark videos. You'll get the drift. I'm not even going to get into it. Where there was concern, so he was arrested under the Mental Health Act.
Concerns you about unaliving?
Correct. Threats about burning the world down around him and stuff. So he was arrested. Yep. And he was mental health acted. So he went into psych, and it usually starts as a initial 24-hour, then 72-hour, and then it turned into a 3-week hold.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. At which point I made it very clear to the psych ward, no contact. CFS told them no contact. He still managed to call. The first time I picked up the phone, I didn't realize it was him because I didn't recognize the...
From the facility?
Yes. And you know that Silence of the Lambs where Hannibal Lecter goes, "Hello, Clarice"?
Yeah.
That's what I got. So it was fun.
I hear that.
Yeah. After that, I just, any unknown numbers, I just straight to voicemail. If it was staff from the clinic, then I would just call them back. Yeah, it was fun. Afterwards, he got out. All of a sudden, he started contacting me again, which I'd left everything open just because we had to do some legal separation stuff. And I was hoping to do things civilly. But any of the abuse he would spew or any of the nasty stuff, I just never responded.
Yeah.
Then within a week of leaving psych, he tried to break into my house.
Oh, dear Lord.
While I was here with the kids. So... and funny side note to that. So the day before he was initially arrested under the Mental Health Act, I had applied for a protection order, but I was denied because I was not physically abused. So they felt,
that's insane to me.
Yeah, they said,
that's very typical, honestly.
Yeah. I'll paraphrase because I can't remember the exact phrasing, but the first time was, we're going to deny your request based on the lack of imminent physical danger.
Oh, God, boy.
Yeah. But we do find that you're being abused. Make that make sense.
The closest thing you can get to some sort of to an order because of that is a stalking order. So you got to then try to figure out how to.
It's different in Canada.
Yeah, but it's still hard to get the stalking order.
It's very hard.
Yeah, I was in Canada last year. I think I'm gonna do another workshop over in this year sometime. But that's tough as hell to deal with. I'm happy you're surviving or whatever. So are you what's the current situation right now?
Well, the irony is both times I applied for a protection order, both times denied because after he broke in, tried to break in, I tried again. Denied.
How?
It shocked the Mounties. How do you
get out of a mental health lock into how?
Is his name on the lease or something? Like,
no, he abandoned the property. So I re-signed on, took over the lease, and he is not allowed anywhere near. But there's no contact bail conditions, which help. But after the attempt to break in, I blocked him on everything completely. All socials, texting, emails. If he wants to get a hold of me, he has to go through a lawyer.
But be safe when you do that, because like when you block him on everything, that tends to amplify their behaviors. They
Yeah.
just some of them will get crazy.
Oh, the
you know?
videos he made, the social media, the the smear campaign just kept escalating worse and worse. I've been doxxed. I'm getting recognized in public now. And whatever, I'm okay. We've had protections in place. Victim Services gave me a beeper. He breached and approached me once and posted that online. So that was interesting. But now he's in jail.
I have a question for you. So I don't know if you said this or not, but how long or how many days have you been no contact?
Officially 0 contact since April 28th of 2023.
Wow.
Absolutely 0 response from me. And he's currently arrested once again. He's currently sitting in jail waiting trial because his bail was denied, with currently 6 charges in relation to me and or approaching the school. And those charges are both, it's the first 2 initial mischief charges, then there's 4 breaches attached to it. And then there is a trespass charge from the school, and there is 5 additional counts of uttering threats against CFS workers.
But no restraint, no order of protection.
Well, there's bail conditions, which is sort of like a protection order, thankfully.
So
those were put in place. Yeah, and he's in jail right now. He got arrested, like I said, November 29th or 27th, and bail was denied. So they're not letting him out right now. And he was, by choice, living in a tent at the time. So I don't think he wants to get out in the middle of our winter. And I face him at his trial in May. So, yeah, it's been a ride.
Yeah, that's tough to deal with right there.
I insist on no contact to anybody and everybody I meet who encounters this type of personality disorder. And he actually had to go for a mental health assessment through CFS. And let's just say he's as close to a diagnosed NPD as you can get without breaking health information stuff.
Oh,
yep. So yeah, we're dealing with an actual diagnosis, much like yourself, sir.
Yeah, but yeah, that's just yeah, they're so messy.
It's been a wild ride, but I'm safe, locked, blocked. We're good. Therapy. I cannot stress that enough to people. Get some therapy and get yourself healed. Heal all your deep wounds, your trauma bond, like all the stuff from your past. You get through this okay.
And I used to hear that in the beginning a lot, like work on yourself. That's just self-love. All these same things that we are saying. And I remember thinking it's never going to be different. It's not going to feel any different. I'm never going to feel better. And you really do. It's, it really, time really does help. I promise it's going to get better. It doesn't feel like it, but it will.
Yeah. One step at a time, one day at a time.
Baby steps. Baby steps are still steps.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So thank you very much for letting me share.
Thank you for coming on. Just be safe. Keep, protect yourself. Seriously.
Yes.
Yeah. Right on. Thank you very much, guys.
Let us know how it goes in May too.
Will do. Have a great night.
Okay. You too. Bye-bye.
You do.
Wow.
Well, we did it.
We got through everybody.
We did it. Wow. Yo. Wow. Thank y'all so much for coming. Like, how many? I don't even know how many people we had on tonight.
I don't know.
Like 20?
At least 20, I would say, right?
Goodness gracious.
It was full twice and 12 full twice.
Thank you. Wow. 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 Thank you so much, y'all, for coming on here tonight and just like vibing with us. Like, seriously, this is our first time. Like, I was just like wanted to try something new. Like, let's just have people on. Like, y'all showed up and showed out tonight. Goodness gracious. Goodness. Like, seriously, thank y'all for coming out. Like I said, so next week, we're going to do something very similar, y'all. We're planning on doing something very similar. In next week's topic, we're going to try to have it a little bit more organized. So the email is on the screen right now. So the topic next week is going to be like, we're going to kind of keep it short and sweet to the point next week as well. I'll share this with y'all right here. I'm going to share it with you. I'm going to share the screen with you so y'all can see it. Screen share. Boom. Boom. Here you go, right here. See, I'll see this right here. Next week's topic is this right here. Who did you have to become in order to survive your toxic relationship? That's gonna be next week's discussion topic. So if you want to come on live and talk about who you were when your relationship started and who you were to survive the relationship and who you are now, you know, it just within that space right there. Because and this is what I was telling Jessica earlier, you're not the same person who walks into the relationship doesn't walk out of it.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
who do you become to survive within your toxic relationship dynamic, y'all? So if y'all enjoyed this format, like I said, come through.
Yeah.
We'll be through. Let me stop sharing it. Next week. Same narc time, same narc place, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time next week. So who did you like email? Like the email is on the screen right now, waving the red flag show at gmail.com if you want to be on the show, because it got kind of wild and loose putting the link in the comments because like boop, 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 boop. I've never got a notification before like that. It's a notification saying the studio full. It's like
yeah, that was
wild.
full.
Yeah, I was like, what's that? It's like the studio is full.
Yeah. So if they send an email, what you'll get is a link then to come onto the show, right? So if you send us an email, we'll give you the link. We're not gonna, instead of putting it in the comments, is what you're saying? We'll put it.
Instead of putting it in the comments, we'll send you. We'll email you the link. Kind of like Susan, the first person we had on. She came through the email. She was in the studio before we even started live. So that's next week's topic. Who did you have to become in order to survive your toxic relationship? You know, within that space. So think about that next week. I'll post it. Like I said, email waving the red flag show at gmail.com next week. Like, we'll see y'all next week and whatnot, y'all. So thank y'all for coming through here.
Seriously. Guys, have a great night. Thanks so much.
Waving the red flag with your face.